Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jai Subhadra Jai Lakshmi Narsimha Jai Lakshmi Narsimha Lakshmi Narsimha Jaya Lakshmi Narsimha Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadabhayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganas Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Krupabhaya Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuri Jala Premadhya Shri Rupa Nuga Bhakti Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murti Hridivatarini Rupanuga Virdhapa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gauri Kisoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murte Viplambar Sambodhe Padambujaya Te Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidanandana Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumi Swam Nirdesha Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannatha Te Namaham Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vichapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Lamami Bhakti Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostate Jaitam Srutau Pangur Mama Mandir Bhatir Gati Matsarva Sapadam Bhojav Shri Radha Madana Mohano Divya Dvindaranyam Kalpa Drumad Srimadat Nagara Simhasana Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Dev Krishna Ludisev Manas Smarami Shriman Ras Vasaram Divam Shiva Tatadristitah Prashanvim Sunir Gopil Gopinath Shriyestunaha Taptakanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Start with the 18th chapter. So, character of one who is in ecstatic love. So, in the ecstatic love, we saw the ecstasy that is spontaneous, raga anuga bhakta, kama anuga bhakta. That means he has the kama rupa. He is following the kamatrika bhaktas. Also we saw. And then other relationship like Vatsalya, Sakhya, other relationship. And then last time also we saw that how the bhava, the level of bhava, there are two ways. There is something known as to reach to the level of bhava. There are activities which is done. That is cheshta. Cheshta. There is an activity which is done to reach to the level of bhava. Once he reaches the level of bhava, then there are activities which is done after reaching the stage of bhava. So in the love also two types, cheshta rupa and then bhava rupa. In the bhava rupa again two types. What is that? He has sthai bhava. That means it is not flickering. It is not a sanchari bhava. That means trying to follow that is at the very deeper stage, sanchari bhava, which has not been spoken much about it. So in this way, in the previous chapter, we saw how the bhava arises. Bhava arises because of the mercy of the devotees, because of the mercy of Krishna himself. So different ways why, how the bhava is arising. All those things we saw that. And the mercy which arises because of the vachana of Krishna. Sometimes he appears within the heart. So in deeper way, we saw how the whole thing is there. So what is bhava? It is a ray of prema, which is first seen. It's a ray of prema. Before Lord appears, like before the sun appears, there is a ray which is seen. That ray is bhava. Immediately we can understand this person is in bhava. So what are the characteristics? How to understand this person is in bhava? Because just tears roll. Sometimes we go to the temple, tears roll. Immediately we should not consider, oh, we are in the stage of bhava. We don't know. We should know first what are the characteristics of a person who is there at the stage of bhava. So that is why this chapter, 18th chapter, very clearly explains about it. So now, in the previous section, sadhana bhakti, where kamarupa and then other relationship has been spoken. In the bhava bhakti, now cross the stage of sadhana, came to the level of bhava. And in this bhava bhakti, which is a ray of prema, which is shown, is the ray of prema. No, bhava, actually it is in the mental state. It is self-revealing. All these things we saw last time. So go through the verses again and again. Then only it will be like you will understand the chapter very nicely. Bhava arising because of the absorption in sadhana. It is one way of bhava. Bhava arising because of Vaidhi sadhana. That also we saw. Then how this rati, this is bhava, which is appearing because of the mercy of Krishna. So bhava arising because of raganuga sadhana. In sadhana bhakti also two types of bhakti is there, Vaidhi sadhana and raganuga sadhana. So bhava arising out of Vaidhi sadhana, bhava arising out of raganuga sadhana. What is raganuga? Following the ragatmika bhaktas. Spontaneous love. What is Vaidhi? Following the rules and regulations. Still that spontaneous love is not there. That spontaneous love arises by Krishna's mercy only. The spontaneous love, which is beyond rules and regulations, but he has to follow sadhana. The sadhana has two types, that is Vaidhi and Raganuga, spontaneous. So then bhava rising out of Raganuga sadhana, then bhava rising out of the mercy of Krishna, out of the mercy of the devotees. All this we saw last time. Now, it's very beautiful actually. If you go on studying, it will be fixed up in your mind. It will be very easy to understand. Now, nobody can fool a person. Oh, I have bhava, just see. That is why Rupa Goswami very clearly gives 9 characteristics of a person who has bhava. 1.3.25 and 26th verse. Is it shared in the screen? Not sure. Chandrapati Prabhu is going to share, or who is going to share? Okay, I'll read the verse. Shantir avyarthakalatvam viraktir manas shunyata asavandah samutkantha namakani sadaruchi asaktistat-guणाख्याने प्रीतिस्तत्पसति स्थले इति आदयो अनुभावः सुजात भवान् भावान् कुरे जने. Beautiful verse. Shantir avyarthakalatvam viraktir mana shunyate. Now, first line, first verse is avyarthakalatvam. Now, in the verse, if you see, this is the second thing which is spoken. Shantir avyarthakalatvam. You can write it down also. Even if you don't have the book now, you write the word to word meaning at least. For the first line, first characteristic, it is avyarthakalatvam. He does not like to waste his time. He utilizes his time in the devotional service of the Lord. He does not like to be idle. He wants service always, 24 hours a day without deviation. He doesn't like to waste the time. First important characteristics. How to understand this person is in bhava. First thing is, he is always thinking about how to utilize every moment in Krishna service. Avyarthakalatvam. Then, second is Shanti. He is reserved and perseverant. Reserved and perseverant. That means he doesn't like to gossip for no reason. Reserved, what do you say? Reserved means he has some reservation in the talks also. He knows what to talk and how much to talk and how much not to talk. Reserved and perseverant. Viraktir, he is always detached from material attractions. Mana shunyataha, he does not long for any material respect in return for his activities. Ashabandaha. He is always certain that Krishna will bestow mercy upon him. That means avashya rakshibe Krishna. He has a faith. Krishna's mercy is always there. Samutkantaha. He is always very eager to serve Lord very faithfully. Samutkantaha. Namagani. He is very much attracted to the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Samutkantaha. Sadaruchi. He is always eager to describe the transcendental qualities of the Lord. Now, asaktis tad-guणाख्याने प्रीतिस tad-vasati स्थले. He is very pleased to live in a place where Lord's pastimes are performed. Mathura, Vrindavan, Dwarka. He loves to stay there. Iti adayo anubhavaha surjataha bhavakure jana. Whoever has all these 9 qualities, understand that person is in bhava. So the main qualities of a person having bhava are now explained. Main qualities. Many other qualities are there, but main qualities has been explained. Okay. Then utilization of time. Tatra 27th verse. Something garbal is there. Wait. Because here Tatra Shanti has been told. Shanti means is undisturbed. That should come actually in perseverance. For this verse, actually, there is no corresponding verse. There is no 27th verse. This actually comes within that only. Utilization of time has not been, it must be there. Let me check. Yes. It is 29th verse. Now directly it is 29th verse. Srila Prabhupada has put utilization of time. So second para is 29th verse. Then I have to correct that. Okay. 29th verse. atha avyarthakalatvam yatha hari bhakti sudodaya. So write that 25-26 became the first para. Second para, note it down. It is 29th verse, 1.3.29. Vagbihi stuvanto manasa smarantas tanva namanto api amisham natruptaha bhakta shravannitra jala samagram ayur harer eva samarpayanti. So according to Hari Bhakti Sudodaya, not wasting time, the devotees continuously praise the Lord with words, remember Him with their minds, offer respects with their bodies. Still, they are not satisfied. With tears flowing from their eyes, they offer their complete life to the Lord. So they are always ready to just sacrifice everything, and they are ready to offer their complete life for Krishna. What did Srila Prabhupada do? Because of his sacrifice, today we are all studying. So just imagine, if Prabhupada would not have been there, what would be our state? He would have been sitting near the cinema, or just before the TV, or just staring at the sky. Don't know what to do when we are alone. It's only because of Srila Prabhupada's sacrifice that today we are all studying Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Prabhupada did not waste a single time, utilized every moment. He just used to take rest for 2 hours. What a great personality. Dashing personality. He never wasted his time, utilized every moment. And that should be we should also do the same thing. Because if we say that we are children of Srila Prabhupada, then we should follow what our father has done. We cannot just say, he is Prabhupada. Many times we just casually say, he is Prabhupada. He is our Prabhupada. He is not just Prabhupada. He is our Prabhupada, who has taught us the way of life, what Acharyas have given. Rupa Goswami says, one should not waste his time. Actually, we should note down, yesterday, what did I do? How did I utilize my time? I was actually preaching to somebody, just counseling someone. She was saying, I don't have time. I said, you note down. Note down 24 hours. What did I do? Actually, we should have an habit. Morning, how did I utilize my time in Krishna's service? Okay, I went to office, no problem. There, at least one time did I think of Krishna? At least by taking prasadam, did I remember him? If not, let me put in practice. So, as a sadhaka, it is not so easy to come to the level of bhava, but it will be easy if you practice. Because Vaidhi sadhana also reaches the stage of bhava, provided we practice it seriously and sincerely. Raganuga bhavas also, Raganuga sadhana also can reach to the level of bhava, provided sincerity is required. It is just like an army officer, how strict and disciplined he is. He doesn't just wake up anytime he wants. No. There is a schedule which is given to any army officer. Just because we are grahasthas, it is my house, my time, whatever I want, I will do. Doesn't work. If we really want bhava prema in our life, then we have to follow. So we have to be very strict about how to utilize every time in Krishna's service. Okay, Vandana Mataji, read the second paragraph, 29th verse that is.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Utilization of time. An unalloyed devotee who has developed ecstatic love for Krishna is always engaging his words in reciting prayers to the Lord. Within the mind, he is always thinking of Krishna, and with his body, he either offers obeisances by bowing down before the deity or engages in some or other services. During these ecstatic activities, he sometimes sheds tears. In this way, his whole life is engaged in the service of the Lord. with not a moment wasted on any other engagement. Hare Krishna.
There should not be any other anxiety. Okay, going to office and all is there, but there should not be any other much anxiety. We should try to reduce anxieties in our life, concentrate in serving Krishna very nicely. Slowly, slowly, disciplined life will make us go and progress to the stage of bhava. So perseverance, shantihi, perseverance. That means tolerance. Shobha ketavapi prapte shanti akshubhitatmata. So tolerance has been described. Now 27, 28. Both the verses are there in the perseverance. What is the meaning of tolerance? Being undisturbed, even where there is a cause of disturbance. There is a cause of disturbance, but still he is undisturbed. Like Srila Prabhupada was very peaceful when there is a news which is published in the Russian newspaper that Hare Krishnas are thieves. All his disciples come and 4 disciples that time. Prabhupada, already nobody's entertaining us. On top of that, we have been given a designation known as thief. People are calling us, abusing us. They are telling that we are thieves. Prabhupada just gave a nice smile and said, "This is what I wanted." So what do you want? That people should call us thieves? No. Everybody is reading one thing, that is Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna are thieves. Are thieves anyhow is matter. Matter doesn't matter. Hare Krishna is spiritual and eternal. And that is going to be always taken. That is why today Russia has the highest preaching activity. If you compare even more than India, it is highest preaching activities there in Russia. Because unknowingly, if you see, everybody chanted Hare Krishna. And Prabhupada was so undisturbed, Shantihi, so undisturbed in such a disturbing situation also. Yatha prathame tam nopayatam pratiyanti vipra ganga cha devi dhritachittamite dvijopashishta gakas takshakova dashatvalam gayata vishnu gataha. So Bhava Bhakti, tolerance of Bhava Bhakti is described in the first canto. First canto, 19th chapter, 15th verse. O Brahmana, just accept me as a completely surrendered soul and let Mother Ganga, the representative of the Lord, also accept me in that way. For I have already taken the lotus feet of the Lord into my heart. Let the snake bird or whatever magical thing the Brahmanas bite me at once. I only desire that you all continue singing the deeds of Lord Vishnu. So we know how Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Shringi Rishi. So now he is undisturbed. The most disturbing situation where he knows after 7 days, he just has 7 days. There's a snake bird which is going to come and bite him and kill him. But still, he's so peaceful. He says, you all continue chanting. Let anything be created to bite me. Doesn't matter. I have taken the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. It is not so easy. It's very easy to speak. But just imagine the same situation comes to us. What will do? If we know tomorrow we are going to die, what will do? I don't know how many people will be calling. You don't know. So it is not so easy, but it can be practiced just by having faith in Krishna. Avashya Rakshive Krishna. Oh Krishna, protect my devotion at all times. Simple. What the devotees ask is to protect the devotion. Let me not forget your lotus feet even for a fraction of a moment, because death is the changing face, change of one body to another body. So in the other body also, I should not forget you. That is why now you are going to study Ishopanishad, where the last verse, second last verse is Om Kruto Smara Kutam Smara Kuto Smara Kutam Smara. O Krishna, Let me not forget. You should not forget. You should not forget what I have done to you. So you somehow see that I'm again engaged in devotional service. So please don't forget that I have chanted at least one time. See how the devotees are so expert. They're very nice words. Vayu Raniram Amatam Athedam Vasmantam Shariram Kutosvara Kutamsvara Kutosvara Kutamsvara. Anyhow, all these things is going to go back in matter. Vayu will end up in Vayu, water will end up in water, earth will go in earth. But oh Krishna, please remember that I have done something for you. At least I have chanted one time. If you can remember, then you will engage me in your service. Now the devotee is not saying that I should not forget you. You should not forget what I have done for you. This is the highest level of prema. You should not forget whatever I have done for you. I have cooked for you something and gave which you like it. So please engage me in your service. The mood is please engage me in your service. It's a very beautiful verse. Okay. Vandana Mataji, continue.
Yes, Mataji. Perseverance. When a person is undisturbed, even in the presence of various causes of disturbance, he is called reserved and perseverant. An example of this perseverance and reservation is found in the behavior of King Parikshit, as described in the first canto, 19th chapter, verse 15th of Srimad Bhagavatam. The king says there to all the sages present before him at the time of his death, "My dear Brahmanas, you should always accept me as your surrendered servant. I have come on the bank of the Ganges just to devote my heart and soul onto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So please bless me that Mother Ganga may also be pleased with me. Let the curse of Brahmana, son, fall upon me. I do not mind. I only request that at the last moment of my life, all of you will kindly chant the holy name of Vishnu, so that I may realize his transcendental qualities. This example of Maharaj Parikshit's behavior, his remaining patient even at the last point of his life, his undisturbed condition of mind, is an example of reservation. This is one of the characteristics of a devotee who has developed ecstatic love for Krishna. Right.
Okay. Next. Detachment. Virakti. Now 30th verse, 31st verse goes in this. 29th went for the second paragraph. Okay. 1.3.30. Atha virakti viraktir indriyarthanam syadaro chakata swayam. Detachment is defined. Detachment means having a natural distaste for the objects of the senses. Natural distaste should be there, not artificial distaste. Just as a show off, I'm not attached. Inside, so much of attachment is there. It should come out naturally. So that is why this word natural distaste is given, not just distaste, natural distaste. Sometimes in jaundice, you don't have taste for the sugar. Immediately, you should not say, no, I am virakti. I have no attachment for sugar. No, because you have the bile disease, that is why you are not attached. Because you are sick, that is why you are not eating. But inside you have the attachment. It should be natural distaste for the objects of the senses. Okay. Yatha panchame yo dustyajan darasutan surudrajyam pratisparshaha jaho yuyaiva malavat uttama shloka lalasaha. Detachment is described in the 5th canto. While in the prime of life, the great Maharaj Bharat gave up everything because he is fond of serving the Supreme Lord. Uttama Shloka. He gave up his beautiful wife, nice children, great friends, enormous empire. Although these things were very difficult to give up, Maharaj Bharat was so exalted that he gave them up, just as one gives up stool after evacuating. Such was the greatness of his majesty. Just see what a comparison. How a person gives up the stool and never thinks about the stool, isn't it? natural detachment for the stool. In the same way, natural detachment for the material life, if it comes, then that is bhava. It is natural detachment. It is not some artificial detachment. It's a natural detachment. Okay. Gadadhar Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Namaste. Detachment. The senses are always desiring sense enjoyment. But when a devotee develops transcendental love for Krishna, his senses are so longer attracted by material desires. This state of mind is called detachment. There is a nice example of this detachment in connection with the character of King Bharata. In the 5th canto, 14th chapter, verse number 43 of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, Emperor Bharata was so attracted by the beauty of the lotus feet of Krishna that even in his youthful life, he gave up all kinds of attachments to family, children, friends, kingdom, etc., as, as though they were untouchable stools. Emperor Bharat, can I continue the second paragraph?
Yes.
Emperor
Once
Bharat
again.
Emperor Bharata provides a typical example of detachment. He had everything enjoyable in the material world, but he left it. This means that detachment does not mean artificially keeping oneself aloof and apart from the allurements of attachment. Even in the presence of such allurements, if one can remain unattracted by material attachment, he is called detached. In the beginning, of course, a neophyte devotee must try to keep himself apart from all kinds of alluring attachments. But the real position of the mature devotee is that even in the presence of all allurement, he is not at all attracted. This is the actual criterion of detachment.
Okay. Next is pridelessness. 32 and 33 speaks about it. Athamana shunyata utkrishtatve api amanitvam katita manya shunyata. What's the meaning of pridelessness? In spite of having a high position, remaining humble. He has a high position, but he is easily approachable. He is humble. Anybody and everyone mixes with him very freely. Why? Because he is very humble. There should not be too much of gap. Sometimes you see you don't like to go to a person because you feel like, what will we say? He has such a position. He's a temple president. How am I going to go to him? What am I going to talk to him? In spite of having a high position, one who is very free in talking and accepting others is very important. 3 A's always work: acceptance, appreciation, availability. If he is a leader, he should have these 3 A's: availability, acceptance, and appreciation. If he does that, it will be very wonderful. In devotion, these 3 A's always work: complaint, criticism, and correction. These 3 things will never work in devotional service. If you have a tendency to complain about your god brother, god sister, you lose the faith. You criticize someone, you lose the faith. You try to correct somebody. If you are not an authority, if you're trying to correct someone, then you lose the faith. So you cannot do 3 things. 3 C's should be avoided, 3 A's should be always taken. So that is why pridelessness, that means making yourself very freely available to everyone. In spite of your high positions, you are not showing that you are high. You should be always humble. That is the thing which is, in spite of having a high position, one should always remain humble. The 33rd verse is also that Yatha Padme Harauratim Vahaneshah Narendranam Shikhamanihi Bhiksham Attan Aripure Shupakam Api Vandate. Pridelessness is illustrated in the Padma Puran. King Bhagirath, though the crust jewel among the kings, went out begging at the house of his enemies and offered respects to the dog eaters because he had rati for the Lord. So the story of Bhagirath has been given. Okay. Ashok Anisha Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pridelessness. When a devotee, in spite of possessing all the qualities of pure realization, is not proud of his position, he is called prideless. In the Padma Puran, it is stated that King Bhagiratha was the emperor above all other kings. Yet he developed such ecstatic love for Krishna that he became a mendicant and went out begging even to the homes of his political enemies and untouchables. He was so humble that he respectfully bowed down before them. There are many similar instances in the history of India. Even very recently, about 200 years ago or less, one big landlord known as Lal Babu, a Calcutta landholder, became a Vaishnava and lived in Vrindavan. He was also begging from door to door, even at the homes of his political enemies. Begging involves being ready to be insulted by persons to whom one has gone. That is natural, but one has to tolerate such insults for the sake of Krishna. The devotee of Krishna can accept any position in the service of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
What is Krishna consciousness? To become a very good beggar. If somebody knows how to beg, then understand he is progressing in Krishna consciousness. MBA, Master of Begging Association. If you know to beg, then understand you are Krishna conscious. Magi
Mataji, in Krishna consciousness, begging not physically meant or begging for spiritual knowledge. What can we mean by this?
Begging for everything.
Okay.
Asking charity. How a temple will come, how a temple runs, how everybody is fed. You have to ask charity, na? How cows are taken care.
Right, yes.
Begging for knowledge, begging somebody to take holy name. Please take the holy name. That is also begging only, na? Magi yegi bhiksha. So you have to beg. Prabhupada always says, humble beggar. Yours, humble beggar, designation. So Prabhupada also begged for his spiritual master. So we cannot demand and command. We have to beg. Please chant. Please give charity. Please come. This all, the word please has to be there. And then one has to beg for construction also, any temple construction or anything to run the temple. You are asking to people. One who learns to ask, understand, he is progressing in devotional service. Because manya shunyata there, pridelessness, I will give everything I am earning, I will give. That is there. But that is not going to function till you are earning, then only till the time you will be giving. After that. So, but the bowl of a beggar has whole world. He has everyone's pocket in that bowl. So he is actually the most richest person because he has everybody's pocket. He can go to anybody and beg. But that begging is not for personal gratification. Okay, next is great hope. Atha Asha Bandha. Asha Bandho Bhagavatah Prapti Sambhavana Dridha. Confidence is defined as follows. Confidence means firm acceptance that one will attain the Lord. That firm acceptance should be there. Yes. He said, "Hum honge kamyab ek din." Yes. That firm acceptance. I will attain Lord, provided I follow all these things. We should actually beg every day. You keep it a habit. At least one person I should introduce in Krishna consciousness, either by charity or by making him chant. Somehow or other, I should connect a person Krishna. Every time we are only thinking about ourselves. Okay, I am doing now, but okay. I am giving to charity now. Why I should ask anyone? I will not ask anyone. We have 200, 300 friends. We have so many buildings around us. So many people stay. Just imagine if we go and ask donations, what will happen? At the most, you'll say get lost. At the most, you'll not look at your face. But at least we will come out of our pride. That is good for us. Now somebody will scold, somebody will say, you nonsense, you idiot. They'll scold you. What is there? Hear and take what is there in that. The same person afterwards will again come and give it to you and go. In Krishna consciousness, learn to hear. Learn to hear. That will remove our pride and our faith in Krishna will grow. If we learn to see, we are running our house, isn't it? We are running our house to feed 4 people in the house. But if we run a temple, we have to feed so many. We don't know how many will come. That means how much money will be involved in that. So then what we have to do? We have to beg. We all have to help the mission. In Srila Prabhupada's movement, every day, how many people are eating prasadam? How many people are honoring? So many. From where money comes? So we should make it a point, wherever we are, we should serve the nearest temple. If you are placed in Nasik, serve the Nasik temple. If you are placed somewhere in Thane, serve the Jagannath Center. If you want to serve Jagannath Center even from Nasik, welcome. So somehow serve the moment. In the moment, what is there? You are feeding people. You are feeding Krishna Prasadam. That is very important. And faith in Krishna grows. Confidence in Krishna grows. Yatha Srimad Prabhupadanam na prema shravanadi bhakti apiva yogo athava vaishnavo ज्ञानं वा शुभकर्म वा क्रियदहो सच्चातिरपि अस्ति वा हीनार्थादिकसाधके त्वयि तथादि अच्छेदमूलसति हे गोपी जनवल्लभ व्यतयते ha ha mat asaiva mam. Example of confidence is given by Sanatan Goswami. These are Prabhupadanam. Sanatana Goswami is referred to as Prabhupada. I do not have prema or practices of hearing or chanting in bhakti. I have no practice of meditation of Vishnu in the Ashtanga Yoga process, nor do I have practice of jnana or varnashrama duties. I do not even have good birth to execute these actions properly. But since you are most merciful to the least qualified, O dear lover of gopis, though I have impure desires, my aspiration for you continues to agitate me. I am not qualified, nor I have any practice. I don't have that prema, but I have one faith in you, that you are the most merciful person. See, what a wonderful statement. Ashtanga Yoga, Jiva Goswami's commentary says, Ashtanga Yoga, somebody wrote to me, I do this practice, that practice, I am performing this yoga, that yoga. Here it is said Ashtanga Yoga. I don't have any practice in Ashtanga Yoga. But when the same meditation goes on Vishnu, it becomes Vaishnava Yoga. So here it is said the meditation incorporating Vishnu is called Sagarbha in the yoga system. So what has been recommended is Vaishnava Yoga instead of Ashtanga Yoga. Because in Ashtanga Yoga, the last stage is Samadhi and people don't know the exact meaning of Samadhi. Samyak adiyate asmin atmatatte tatme. Just Okay. Somebody had come. So Ashabandha. Ashabandha means complete faith. Krishna is there. So the yoga, Ashtanga yoga, now becomes Vaishnava yoga. If it is done, if it is focused for Krishna. So this jnana karma, no attachment for jnana and karma. That has been given here. Okay. So the thirst for attaining the Lord, and it is not motivated that I should have prema or some happiness for myself, nothing. Just the thirst, ashabandha. That thirst for attaining Krishna. It's a very deep thing actually. It is said there is no attachment for an ashrama. There is no attachment for any other thing. It is just, I have complete confidence. Even I am having an impure desire, my aspiration for you should always increase, that confidence. And what is that confidence? I just have to serve you. That confidence should be there. And that confidence, yes, Krishna's mercy is always there. That confidence also should be there. Okay, great hope. Krishna Priya Mataji, read. Your voice is not coming clear.
Hare Krishna Dandavat.
Your voice is
Mataji,
not
my
coming
voice is clear?
No, now it's clear. Tell.
Okay, Ashabandha. Ashabandha means to continue to.
I think you are having a poor connection. Priya,
I'm my
Krishna
best
Priya,
to
wait.
wait the voice.
No,
I
no,
know that
wait. Hansupi Prabhu. Okay, Narayan.
Hare Krishna
Damodar.
Mataji.
Okay, read.
Great hope. The strong conviction that one will certainly receive the favor of Supreme Personality of Godhead is called in Sanskrit Asabandha. Asabandha means to continue to think, because I'm trying my best to follow the routine principles of devotional service. I'm sure that I will go back to God, back to home. In this connection, one prayer by Rupa Goswami is sufficient to exemplify this hopefulness. He says, I have no love for Krishna nor for the cause of developing love of Krishna, namely hearing and chanting and the process of Bhakti Yoga, by which one is always thinking of Krishna and fixing his lotus feet in the heart, is also lacking in me. As far as philosophical knowledge or pious works are concerned, I don't see any opportunity for me to execute such activities. But above all, I am not even born of a nice family. Therefore, I must simply pray to you, Gopijana Vallabha Krishna, maintainer and beloved of the gopis. I simply wish and hope that some way or other I may be able to approach your lotus feet. And this hope is giving me pain, because I think myself quite incompetent to approach the transcendental goal of life. The purport is that under this heading of Asabandha, one should continue to hope against hope that some way or other he will be able to approach the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Asabandha.
Mataji, what was the shloka number for this great hope?
34 and 35. 34, 35. Now 36, 37. Samutkantha. Eagerness for achieving the desired success. Samutkantha. Atha samutkantah samutkantha nijabhishtah labhaya gurulabdhava. Longing. Samutkantha means longing. Eagerness, longing. the intense greed for attaining service for Lord. That is the longing. When you say desired success, what is the success for a devotee? Having service for Krishna. If service is not there or service is not hankered, either is not a devotee or he doesn't have any mercy. If he has service, that means he has mercy. And if he has longing for the service, that means he is a devotee. Two things are there. One is either he should have mercy or he should have that deep devotion. Then automatically service will be there. So that is 36, 37. Now 37th verse. Atha Krishna Karanamrite. This 54th sloka from Krishna Karanamrita. Anamaramasita Bhuva Bhuvanor Upachitam Akshinaha Pakshamana Kureshva Alolam Anuraginor Nayanayor Araram Mrigau Jalpite Atamram Adharamrita Mada Kalam Amalana Vamshishvaneshu Ashate Asaste Mamalochanam Braja Shishor Murtim Jagan Mohinim. An example for longing for the Lord. I long to see the young Krishna who enchants the universe with his belt, black eyebrows, with his thick eyelashes, with his attractive shifty eyes, with his soft words, which melt the heart, with his sweet red lips, and with the intoxicating mind emanating from the clear notes of this flute. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. He says here, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, my eyes long for the form of Krishna, which enchants the universe, because this is in the bhava, stage of bhava. So in the stage of sadhana, we don't know how much we are able to understand this. But at the stage of bhava, he longs to see Krishna. That is why bhava is the ray of prema. That longing is there, that eagerness is there to see Krishna. There is a desire to see Krishna. How does Krishna look? He has two dark eyebrows, slightly curved. What else? Oh, his eyelashes are very beautiful, with densely growing strong hairs. Oh, his sweet lips are intensely red. The clear sounds emanating from his flute are intoxicating. Now, at the stage of bhava, is just thinking about Krishna. How Krishna must be looking. How must be his eyebrows? How must be his, how must be his lips? And in this way, he's just thinking about Krishna. So longing to see Krishna. So that is a desired success. Or a bhava, what is the desired success? That success is, the desired success is what? To see Krishna. Okay. So Narayana read.
Eagerness for achieving the desired success. When one is sufficiently eager to achieve success in devotional service, that eagerness is called samutkantha. This means complete eagerness. Actually, this eagerness is the price for achieving success in Krishna consciousness. Everything has some value, and one has to pay the value before obtaining or possessing it. It is stated in the Vedic literature that to purchase the most valuable thing, Krishna consciousness, one has to develop intense eagerness for achieving success. This intense eagerness is very nicely expressed by Bilvamangal Thakur in his book Krishna Karanamrita. He says, I am eagerly waiting to see that boy of Vrindavan whose bodily beauty is captivating the whole universe, whose eyes are always bounded by black eyebrows and expanded like lotus petals, and who is always eagerly glancing over his devotees and therefore moving slightly here and there. His eyes are always moist, his lips are colored like copper, and through those lips there comes a sound vibration which drives one madder than a mad elephant. I want so much to see him at Vrindavan.
Yes. So the deep desire. Now, Bilwa Mangal Thakur, he doesn't have eyes. He is in Krishna Karnataka. And he says, I want to see him in Vrindavan. So for seeing Krishna, I don't require this eyes. It is the eye of the loving mind. Prema Anjana Charita Bhakti Vidojane. Bilwa Mangal Thakur removed his two eyes. He himself removed the eyes, but he has the longing to see Krishna. So this is a proof that we don't require our these eyes to see Krishna. It is the love which should be there in our mind. That is why we should pray to Krishna that somehow allow me to do a nice sadhana so that somewhere I reach the stage of bhava, where I have a deep desire to see you, O Krishna. Next one. Attachment to chanting the holy name. So now 30, the previous was 36, 37, now 38. Athanamagate sada ruchi yatha rodhana bindu maranda syandi drig indivaradya govinda tava madhuraswara Kanthi Gayati Namavalim Bala. Taste for chanting the name of Lord is illustrated. O Govinda, today the young girl with a sweet voice, whose lotus eyes are streaming with tears of honey, is singing your natures. Okay. Neeraj Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandas Pranam. Attachment to chanting the holy names of the Lord. In the same Krishna Karnamrata, there is another statement about chanting of Radharani. It is said by one of the associates of Radharani, O Lord Govinda, the girl who is the daughter of King Vrishbhanu is now shedding tears, and she is anxiously chanting your holy name, Krishna, Krishna.
Okay. Eagerness to describe the Lord's transcendental qualities. Tanguna asikti yatha Krishna karnamrite madhuryadapi madhuram manmathata tasya kimapi kaishoram chapalayadapi chapalam cheto vataharati hantah Kim Kurmaha. Attachment in discussing about Lord's qualities. Krishna Karnamrita speaks about it. That youthful Krishna with the qualities of Cupid is extremely beautiful, extremely flickering, has stolen my heart. What should I do? Goswami's commentary. Madhura yadapi madhuram, sweeter than the sweet, means the form is extremely sweet. Manmatha tatasya, the father of Cupid, means that the form invokes feeling of conjugal love, or it can mean that Krishna's youthful form has the qualities of Cupid by dividing the word differently. Manmatha tasya. Okay, attachment to chanting the holy name there about Radharani has been given. But how this girl cries, daughter of Vishbhanu, she cries, oh Krishna, Krishna. Now here, description of the holy name is what? Description of the transcendental qualities. Oh, what should I do for Krishna? He's so wonderful, he's so pleasing. Okay, read further. Neeraj Prabhu.
Eagerness to describe the Lord's transcendental qualities. Attachment for chanting the glories of the Lord is also expressed in the Krishna Karnamrata as follows. What shall I do for Krishna, who is pleasing beyond all pleasurable conceptions and who is naughtier than all restless boys? The idea of Krishna's beautiful activities is attracting my heart, and I do not know what I can do.
He's so beautiful, I don't know what to do. It's so attractive. Okay, 40th verse. Tadvasati sthale pritihi yatha padyavalyam atrashi kilananda sadma shaktasyatra bhavat bhanjanam bandachedakarepi damabhi abud बद्धत्र दामोदरः इत्थं माथुरवृद्ध वक्त्र विगलत् पीयूषधारां पिबन् आनन्दाश्रुधरः कदा मधुपुरीं धन्यश्च दिश्यामि अहम् 40th verse. An example of attachment for the abode of the Lord. Now attachment is for the holy name. Attachment is for the name of Krishna, or the form of Krishna. That is qualities of Krishna. First is holy name, then qualities of Krishna. Now attachment for the abode of Krishna. Asakti can be for anything. It can be for the holy name, it can be for the qualities, it can be for the abode of Krishna. Nanda's house was here. Oh, this is where Krishna broke the cart. No, here is where Damodar, who cuts material bondage, was bound by the ropes. When will I be fortunate enough to wander about in Mathura with tears in my eyes, drinking with streams of nectar flowing from the mouth of an elder of Mathura? Mathura means, here means the whole Mathura Mandal, thus including Braja, which is described in the verse. Sometimes the word Braja Bhuvam refers to Madhupuri. That means that much attachment. When am I going to reside in Mathura? When am I going to reside in the place where Nanda's house is there? So there you are not going to see. In the level of sadhana, we cannot even understand this. In the level of sadhana, we should even not try it out. Because in the level of sadhana, we don't know how to live in Mathura. We don't know how to live in the Mathura Mandal. We don't know how to live in Braja. Because our whole concentration is how to gratify our senses. We are more attracted to all the chart and all those things. So better is go in yatra, come back. Because the moment you go in yatra, the first question which is asked is my room having an English toilet? So that is not the bhava. So better is just go in yatra, come back, even if offenses are there, it is forgiven. So nobody should try to go and live in Mathura if we are in the level of sadhaka. Better we come to the level of bhava, and that time if Krishna's mercy is there, Krishna will call. And that is the time we will really appreciate. In yatra, you see, if somebody takes you a whole day, you are so fed up. Are kitna ghuma rahe ho? Kitna parikrama kara rahe ho? Because we are not able to appreciate the raja of Vrindavan. So better is go in yatra, take some darshan, have some small rest, come back. Appreciate the Vrajavasis there, come back. But in the level of bhava, he has deep attachment to glorify the place where all the leelas have happened. So in the level of sadhana, we are more attached to getting everything in time. Breakfast should be in time. If it is cold, then we should have hot coffee. Herbal coffee, herbal tea, proper lunch, proper this, proper dinner. So better we, at least we are doing that and going to yatra and coming back. But at the level of bhava, he is more attached to the raja. He is more attached to the Brajavasis. He is more attached to the places where Krishna has done wonderful leelas. 40th verse is the two paragraph is 40th verse. Jumu, read.
Yes, Mataji. Attraction for living in a place where Krishna has his pastimes. In the book Padyavali by Rupa Goswami, there is the following statement about Vrindavan. In this place, the son of Maharaj Nanda used to live with his father, who was king of all cowherd men. In this place, Lord Krishna broke the cart in which the Taktasur demon was concealed. At this place, Damodar, who can cut the knot of our material existence, was tied up by his mother Yashoda. A pure devotee of Lord Krishna resides in the district of Mathura or Vrindavana and visits all the places where Krishna's pastimes were performed. At these sacred places, Krishna displayed his childhood activities with the cowherd boys and Mother Yashoda. The system of circumambulating all these places is still current among devotees of Lord Krishna, and those coming to Mathura and Vrindavan always feel transcendental pleasure. Actually, if someone goes to Vrindavan, he will immediately feel separation from Krishna, who performed such nice activities when he was present there.
Yes. So actually, if someone goes in Vrindavan, he will immediately feel separation from Krishna. I don't know how many of us really felt separation from Krishna when we went to Vrindavan. It's not so easy because we are in the level of sadhana. When we are at the level of bhava, the deep separation from Krishna is felt. Now, 41. Api cha vyaktam ashteshvantara lakshate rati lakshalam mumukshu paribhritinam ched bhavet isharatir nahi. Now, this rati, what happens in rati? It softens the, if softens of the heart, the symptoms of rati becomes clearly visible in persons desiring liberation or in other unqualified persons. It is not a real rati. If softens of the heart, the symptoms of rati becomes clearly visible in persons desiring liberation or in other unqualified people. It is not. So one who desires liberation, that is not bhava, simple. At the level of bhava, he is not interested in liberation because he wants more engagement. Liberation means you want to get rid of everything. He is not interested in that. He desires to please Lord. If that desire is present, then that is rati. Now, Jiva Goswami's commentary here, it has been stated that the quality of real rati is having the desire only to please Krishna. If any other desires are present, it should not be considered rati. In spite of the presence of other symptoms, such as satvika bhava, that is explained in this verse. What has been told, if any other desire is there, you may have virakti, you may have tolerance, you may be utilizing your time 100%, but desire is not to please Krishna. There is some other motive. And then what is that other motive? To attain liberation. And that stage is not called bhava. Very clearly it has been said. He may be utilizing his time, everything will be there. But he has strong desires for things other than Krishna. Anya bilashita shunyam, it should become zero. Anya bilashita shunyam. There should not be any other desire except to serve Krishna and please Krishna. Okay, continue, Jamur.
Such attraction for remembering Krishna's activities is known as attachment for Krishna. There are impersonalist philosophers and mystics, however, who by a show of devotional service want ultimately to merge into the existence of the Supreme Lord. They sometimes try to imitate a pure devotee's sentiment for visiting the holy places Krishna had his pastimes, but they simply have a view for salvation, and so their activities cannot be considered attachment. It is said by Rupa Goswami.
Wait.
Okay.
42, 43. That is coming in the next paragraph. 42, 43. Vimukta tarshairya muktairapi vimrukyate ya krishnati gopyasu bhajadbhyopi nudiyate sa bhukti mukti kamatva chudam bhaktim अकुर्वतां हृदये संभवति येषां कथं भगवती रतिः. How can rati appear in persons having desires for enjoyment of liberation? These persons do not perform pure bhakti. Rati is sought out by those liberated from all desires and is not given immediately to Krishna, by Krishna even to the devotees, since it is the most secret. Even to sadhakas, it's not so easily available. Then what to speak about? Will it be available? Will it be available to the persons who are desiring liberation? It's not so easy. Okay, read.
It is said by Rupa Goswami that the attachment exhibited by pure devotees for Krishna cannot possibly be perfected in the hearts of fruitive workers, karmis, or mental speculators, because such attachment in pure Krishna consciousness is very rare and not possible to achieve even for many liberated persons. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, liberation from material contamination is the stage at which devotional service can be achieved. For a person who simply wants to have liberation and to merge into the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, attachment to Krishna is not possible to acquire. This attachment is very confidentially kept by Krishna and is bestowed only upon pure devotees. Even ordinary devotees cannot have such pure attachment for Krishna. Therefore, how is it possible for success to be achieved by persons whose hearts are contaminated by the actions and reactions of fruitive activities, who are entangled by various types of mental speculation?
44-45. किन्तु बाला चमत्कार हरि तत् छिन्न वीक्ष्यया अभिज्ञेय सुबोधोऽयं रति आभासः प्रकृतः प्रतिबिम्ब तथा छाया रति आभासो द्विधा मतः. Though this semblance of rati is very astonishing to the innocent, those in knowledge understand what is really is by seeing the characteristics. This is called rati abhasa, semblance of rati. This semblance of rati has two types: reflection and splendor. Now see, this is another now. Semblance of rati is very astounding to the innocent. Now, if a person doesn't know what are the characteristics, he may think anybody has somebody seems to have rati. There are two types. One is pratibimba and one is chaya. You feel that real object is there. What is the meaning of pratibimba? Reflection. Now, innocent person may see the reflection and think this is a real object. Some may see chaya and consider this is a real object. So, pratibimba and splendor, that is chaya. These are the semblance of rati. Semblance means seems to be like rati, but it is not rati. Anyhow will come. Okay, read. Read further.
There are many so-called devotees who artificially think of Krishna's pastimes known as Ashtakalika Leela. Sometimes one Sometimes one may artificially imitate these, pretending that Krishna is talking with him in the form of a boy, or else one may pretend that Radharani and Krishna both have come to him and are talking with him. Such characteristics are sometimes exhibited by the impersonalist class of men, and they may captivate some innocent persons who have no knowledge in the science of devotional service. However, as soon as an experienced devotee sees all of these caricatures, he can immediately evaluate such rascaldom. If such a pretender is sometimes seen possessing imitative attachment to Krishna, that will not be accepted as real attachment. It may be said, however, that Such attachment gives the pretender hope that he may eventually rise onto the actual platform of pure devotional service. This imitative attachment can be divided into two headings, namely shadow attachment and para, transcendental attachment. If someone, without undergoing the regulative principles of devotional service or without being guided by a bona fide spiritual master, shows such imitative attachment, this is called shadow attachment. Sometimes it is found that a person actually attached to a material enjoyment or salvation has the good fortune to associate with pure devotees while they are engaged in chanting the
Wait,
holy
wait.
name of the
Why
Lord.
are you going next paragraph?
Not
Wait. It may be said, however, that such attachment gives pretender hope that he may eventually rise unto the actual platform of devotional service. So there are pretenders also. He may think he is in the level of bhava. That may be shadow, or that may be pratibimba. That may be reflection. Now let us see 46. Tatra pratibimbaha. 45 we have done. Where two types of rati has been spoken, that is pratibimba, that means reflection, chaya, that means splendor. Tatra pratibimbaha आश्रमाभीष्ट निर्वाही रति लक्षणो लक्षितः भोगापवर्ग सौख्यांत सौख्यांश व्यंजकः प्रतिबिंबकः. So what is pratibimba or reflection? This is semblance of rati. We are not talking about the real rati. Seems to be like rati. Now what is pratibimba rati? When there are apparent qualities of rati accompanied by desires for enjoyment and liberation, it is called pratibimba. So you may have all these qualities. It may be apparently seen, oh, he has so much of tolerance, he has so much of daya, he is working the whole day, he is utilizing the time for the whole day. Everything may be seen, but motive is what? Enjoyment and liberation. And that is known as pratibimba rati. So the goal is not for pleasing Krishna. The goal is something else. Okay. Then 46th verse. In this, 46 is there, 47 is there, 48 is there, 49 is there. Now let us see. Now what we did, 40, 46 we did. Now 47, 48, 49. 47th and 48. Daiva sadbhakto sangena kirtanadi anusarinam praya prasanna manasam bhoga mokshadi raginam kesham chit hridi bhavendaho prati bimba udanchati tad bhaktaharinnabhastasya tad samsarga bhava prabhavatah. This reflection of the moon of bhava appears in the heart of some persons who are attached to enjoyment and liberation, but who become somewhat satisfied by following the angas of bhakti through occasional association with the real devotees. That moon of bhava is situated in the sky of the real devotee's heart, and it appears as a reflection in the non-devotee for some time by its impression. So now here, this pratibimba, that means reflection, how it has come? Because he is associating with a devotee who has a real love for Krishna. So, but because he's associating, some reflection is seen in the heart of those who are attached to enjoyment and liberation. How that reflection came? Any reflection is because of an original object. There is a person who has a real love for Krishna. Because he is associating with such a person, that is why it seems that this person also has. But his motives are something else. Okay. Then 49. So this verse contains 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Atha chaya Shudra kautuhala mai chanchala dukha harini रतेश्छाया भवेत् किञ्चित् तत् सादृश्यावलम्बिनी. Now what is chaya? Chaya means shadow. That which has some similarity to real rati, which possesses a small amount of interest in the Lord, but it is unstable and which destroys suffering, is known as chaya rati abhas. So what is there in this? It is an unstable. It has some interest in Lord, no doubt, some interest, but it is unstable and it also destroys suffering. This is known as chaya rati abhas. Chaya means very beautiful or splendor. This also knows one of the meaning is chaya means beautiful or splendor. Chaya also means shadow. Some interest is there for Lord. Some interest is there. But at the same time, he has interest in them only as material objects. He sees that also as material only. He has some interest in Lord, at the same time, he has interest in the material objects. Both things are available. This is known as Chaya Rati Abhas. And it is Chanchala. The main characteristic is what? Chanchala. In Pratibimba, what is there? Attraction to material enjoyment and liberation is very strong. In Chaya, material curiosity about the Lord is there. Material curiosity. He thinks everything is material. Even love for Lord is also material. And this is very chanchala. Chanchala means today you will do, tomorrow you will not do. Chanchala bhakti. That's known as chaya bhava. So much of bhava will be shown in one day. Another day, no bhava. Another day, there is no remembrance of Krishna at all. That means what? This is just a chaya rati abhasa. Pratibimba abhasa is what? Pratibimba abhasa is associating with a person who has real bhava. That is why it seems that he has bhava, but he has tendency to enjoy material enjoyment and liberation. This is motives. Chaya rati bhava. What is that? It is abhasa, rati abhasa, chaya rati abhasa. It seems to that he has some rati, but no. He has a material attachment to Lord, not a spiritual attachment, a material attachment to Lord. That means sometimes he will do, sometimes he will not do. Chanchala nature. Okay. Okay, read that paragraph. Jammu, read.
This imitative attachment can be divided into two headings, namely shadow attachment and para, transcendental attachment. If someone, without undergoing the regulative principles of devotional service or without being guided by a bona fide spiritual master, shows such imitative attachment, this is called shadow attachment. Sometimes it is found
This is
that
a
a
very
person
important. This is a very important line which the Prabhupada says. If a person is not guided by the spiritual master, if he performs bhakti on his own, this is known as chaya. Today he will do, tomorrow he will not do. Today he will chant, tomorrow he has no interest in chanting. So he is not guided. That is why chaya rati abhasaya are those people who try to do bhakti on their own.
Sometimes it is found that a person actually attached to material enjoyment or salvation has the good fortune to associate with pure devotees while they are engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord. By the good grace of the Lord, one may also cooperate and join in the chanting. At that time, simply by the association of such pure devotees, the moon-like rays from their hearts reflect on him, and by the influence of the pure devotees, he may show some likeness of attachment caused by inquisitiveness. But this is very flickering. And if by the manifestation of such shadow attachment one feels the disappearance of all material pangs, then it is called para attachment. Such shadow attachment or
Bus. Okay, from here we'll do on Wednesday.
okay.
Because like just this much. First was what? characteristics of a person who has real bhava. Then there are people who seem to have bhava, but they are not real bhava. They are either reflection bhava or it is shadow bhava. Reflection bhavas are those who have material. They may have all these characteristics, but their goal is something else. Chaya bhavas are those which is flickering, who are not guided. Okay. Make it simple, then you can understand in a simple way. Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji. This para contains verse 46, 47, 48, 49, 4 verses.
Yes. 5 verses. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49.
45 to 49.
Any doubt? Doubt will be there if you have understood. Not understood, better is no doubt. I fully understood. Because at a level of sadhakas, it's not so easy to understand first. Better is just take it.
Mother, actually, we can't correlate all these things because it's beyond our realms. Right
That is
now,
right.
we are even in sadhana bhakti, we are at the beginning stage. So even
It's not
comprehending,
so comprehending, correlating, it's not
it's
so easy.
comprehending all such things will happen later on, I think.
Yeah.
Only thing is that we should keep on doing and we should have that hope, Asa Bandhu,
Ashavan.
in sadhana.
Okay. What is Nainu up to? Nainu?
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
पुत्रु में नित्यानंद महाचार पाटियाचे नाम हट जीविरखार श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है अज्ञान पर मांगी ही भिक्षा कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण करो कृष्ण शिक्षा श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है अपराध शून्य हो रहो कृष्ण नाम कृष्ण माता कृष्ण पिता कृष्ण दादा श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है कृष्ण रस संसार करो कृष्ण सर्व धर्म सा श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है श्रद्धावान जन है नदिया गुत्रु में नित्यानंद महाराज पाटियाचे नाम हटची विरखारा
Oh, wonderful. Very good. For Bhiksha, what a nice song. Beautiful, wonderful. Mancha Kalpataru.
वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
वैष्णव की जय. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol.